former Trump White House attorney Ty Cobb. Ty, it's great to see you. Joining us from Kiowa in South Carolina. Ty, do you believe that the indictment of the former president is inevitable?
It appears to me that the district attorney is determined to bring this indictment, yes.
Is that a good call from your vantage point, legally speaking?
As a former prosecutor, I think this is a very weak case. The law has to be contorted considerably in order to extend the statute of limitations into the felony area. Typically, the crime, the misreporting of a financial transaction is a misdemeanor under New York law. The only way to make it a felony is to suggest that it was done in a way that was intended to cover up a separate crime. That raises serious issues in terms of the legality of the approach by the DA, and it will likely get serious Court of Appeals scrutiny should a conviction ensue.
So I've talked to people who are close to the deliberations around the grand jury and the district attorney, and they've said, look, the facts of the case look pretty obvious, and there is a crime implicated, and if it were anyone other than Donald John Trump, the district attorney wouldn't hesitate even for a second to bring this case. Do you believe that's true?
Not at all. I think, in fact, it's just the opposite. I think the only person that would ever be indicted under the theory that the prosecutor is proceeding under is Donald Trump. And whether you like him or don't like him, it's an important principle of American justice that the justice system should strike hard blows, but fair blows. I think this is a very difficult case to bring, and I'm not the only one. U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District refused to proceed with it. Cy Vance refused to proceed with it. Mark Pomerantz wrote a book making it plain, as he referred to this particular aspect of the Trump investigation as the zombie investigation. And he preferred strongly that the district attorney proceed with financial improprieties. I don't think there's anybody in America who thinks this is a seriously strong case, at least anybody well-versed in the applicable law.
So you've been a prosecutor, Ty. You've also worked on the defense side of things. As someone who might understand the work product or the thinking of a defense attorney at this case, evaluate Michael Cohen as a potential witness to cross-examine.
I think he would, if you looked it up in Webster's, under God-given prosecution witness for a defense attorney, you'd see his picture. He's been interviewed multiple times by the FBI, the Southern District, the DA, the New York City Police. He has testified multiple times in front of a grand jury. His former lawyer, to whom he confided in early after his apartment was searched or his house was searched and his office was searched, advised the grand jury yesterday that he never mentioned any criminality by the former president and had a completely different story than the one he's pimped in front of this particular grand jury. That's not to say that that some of what's going on here in terms of congressional intimidation and interference with the DA's prosecutorial discretion isn't unseemly and unwarranted. I strongly feel that Congress should stay out of this and not threaten the district attorney's office. But I do think this is a very, very difficult case to make, particularly where Cohen really is the case.
Ty, you anticipated my next question, which is about this request for documents and testimony from Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan District Attorney, by 3 sitting committee chairs on the House Republican majority. I gather from what you just said, you don't think there is a jurisdictional role for Congress to play here and its interference?
I don't, and particularly in an ongoing case. I mean, at some point, there are going to be rulings in this case. Those rulings could be prosecutorial misconduct. They could be simple legal rulings that derail the case. There may come a point at the conclusion of the case where it merits some scrutiny. But, Congress has no business interfering in an ongoing investigation, in my view. And the long tradition in America of prosecutorial discretion, even in a bad case, should really only be remedied, either by the disciplinary board for attorneys, the judges overseeing the case, or at the ballot box.
Ty, for those who may not know this and be listening to you for the very first time, they might think you are sympathetic to the former president. I know you have very strong feelings about other investigations implicating the former president, specifically that for Special Counsel Jack Smith and the events leading up to and on January 6th. That's one. There's a classified documents investigation. There's a separate Fulton County, Georgia election meddling investigation. Which of the three do you think pose the most legal jeopardy to the former president?
I think the most legal jeopardy to the former president is the Special Counsel Jack Smith investigation. He's looking at a variety of potential crimes, including he's looking at both the Mar-a-Lago crimes and the defrauding of the United States and interference with official proceedings, in specific the January 6th certification by Pence of the vote that was put on hold for several hours because of the demonstration, during which Trump tweeted out several critical comments about the vice president that certainly did not help the situation. I think that's a very serious circumstance. I think it's never happened before in American history in terms of a president refusing a peaceful transfer of power. I think that's something that deserves the full attention and authority of the United States and should be pursued to whatever the end is.
And Ty, very quickly, do you think what's going on in Manhattan undercuts or obscures the importance of that investigation?
I don't think it helps. I hear people talking about the, Trump coalescing support because of his witch hunt screams with regard to all these collateral matters. Let's get real. I mean, nobody is helped in a political setting by being indicted. It may coalesce some of Trump's strongest supporters, but they're already there for people who get indicted typically lose the support of intelligent people in their party and certainly independents. So I think while his supporters will rally around him strongly, and he's already incited them to do so, I don't believe that an indictment helps him in any way.
Ty Cobb, thank you very much.